if you allow astrology to lead you rather than guide you, then only you will be there to blame for how you jack up your life, not only now but also in the future. Hello, Namaskar and Radha to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Today we will be talking about the transit of Venus into the sign of Libra, which is going to happen in a few days from now, 19th of October to the 11th of November. So these 20 days will be important, and this transit is important because Venus is getting into its own sign of Libra, its Multikona sign. However, it is getting into its own sign over debilitated Sun and over Ketu, and under the 10th aspect of Saturn, and that's why this transit becomes important. You know that I don't do each and every transit because I see some videos for 2 days of moon transit, 3 days of moon transits, and people watch those videos. Now it's good to binge on some astrological videos and to have some fun with it, but if you're looking at even those 2 days, 3 days transit to look at serious results that may come by to you in your life, or some serious action that you are going to take, then my warning at the start of the video, friends, don't let astrology lead your life or lead life for you. Please use astrology as a guide, not to lead in every aspect of your life. When to do what, who to get into a relationship, when not. This is a bad time for me to get into a relationship, moon is transiting. Come on, please give me a break, give yourself a break. So I do transits only when I know the transit is very, very important, and if the transit is not very important, it will not manifest good results for you, or the transit may not bring about some change making, transformative results for you, then I usually avoid all transits. I will do only the important transits. So let's jump into and see this Venus's transit when it's getting into the Libra sign on the 18th of this month, and it's going to be there till 11th of November. Between 11th and 12th, it's when it's going to transit into Scorpio. What kind of manifestation it will bring for 12 different zodiac signs. Now for Aries ascendant natives, Venus is going to get into its own sign, the Multikona sign in Libra, but into the 7th house, but over Ketu and the debilitated Sun. So there will be some changes and some opportunities of changes which may come about in your relationship or your relationship status as well. Why? Because Venus is getting into the 7th house. So if there is a long standing status quo in your relationship, it may change either for the good or even for challenging results, which mean, for example, if you have not fructified or formalized a relationship, you may formalize the relationship, or you may decide on the relationship, or there may even be a change in the status quo of your relationship where one relationship may end and the perspective of another relationship may also start, or even for business partnership, especially for those people who are doing business. For those people who are happily married for a long period of time, I'm not saying that the status quo of your relationship is going to change so much. Here I'm talking about there may be at your work some challenges in your team, or there may be some ups and downs which may come, or there may be changes also in the makeup of your team, of the structure of your team as well. This is also important because within a few days of Venus transiting into Libra, within a week, Mercury is also going to transit into Libra. So being over demanding, over expecting, over complaining may only create challenges for you rather than solve problems for you, because Saturn is also aspecting the 7th house and will be aspecting Venus, Sun and Ketu here. So be a little careful over the next 20 odd days, because when Venus moves into Scorpio next month end, after 19th of November, Sun is also going to join Venus within a few days. So Sun is going to keep its stranglehold on Venus for at least over the next 2 months. So be careful how you allow your false pride or arrogance to get the better of your relationship. Now for Taurus ascendant natives, Venus is going to move into its Multikona sign of Libra into the 6th house, but over transiting Ketu as well as debilitated Sun. So this is going to create its own set of challenges, especially because it is the 12th house to the 7th house of relationship, and Venus is the Karaka of love, intimacy and romance. So obviously Venus may create some challenges, some issues in your relationship also. So be careful that if you are in the long-standing relationship, especially this is more for youngsters in the teenage years or till your mid-30s, then there may be some change which may come about, an opportunity for change or even a forced change in your relationship status, because Venus is going over Ketu, the denial of results, and over debilitated Sun, which may create challenges on the arrogance or false pride, because of which you may unnecessarily create issues in your relationship. But this is a good time for change in your job or your service, especially if those people have been jobless for some time, or there has been no move or change in your status at your job or in your service. Then there may be an opportunity for being able to move up the ladder, move laterally also, or for those people who haven't had a opportunity of working in an organization or have been jobless, there may be an opportunity, new opportunity which may also be coming for you. However, keep in mind that at the mid of next month, when Venus in 19th of November moves into Scorpio, Sun is also going to move into Scorpio. So Sun is going to keep its stranglehold on Venus over the next couple of months. So be careful how you allow your false pride to get the better of you, especially in a team situations. This is also important because Saturn is continuing to aspect your 6th house, the house of service, with its 10th aspect, while Saturn also keeps aspecting Jupiter. And because Mercury is going to join Venus within a week of Venus moving into Libra sign, Mercury is also going to join there. So trying to be over analytical or over expecting or over complaining will get the better of your poise, your calm. So be careful how you carry yourself, how you make your decisions over the next 20 odd days. For Gemini ascendant natives, Venus is going to move into the 5th house of love, romance, intimacy, and also investments, and a change in your career, change in the status quo of your career, because the 5th house is the 8th house to the 10th house. So when Venus moves into the 5th house, into its Moon Trigona sign, it may bring about a change in the status quo, either in your love or romantic relationship, or your job, your career, and to some extent even create opportunity of investments, or there may also be changes in the share market or stock. So be careful of your investments, where your investments are lying, and be mindful of that you don't get into losses here. So be mindful of your investment that you're going to make, any new one, as well as the current investment that you also already have. And don't let false pride get the better of you, because Sun is debilitated in the Libra sign in the 5th house, though it still has some strength. However, Sun is going to join Venus when Venus moves into Scorpio next month. Sun is also going to join Venus within a few days after that. So Sun will continue to keep its stranglehold on Venus over the next 2 months. So be careful of how you treat your relationships. Don't let arrogance or false pride get the better of you. This is also important because Mars is aspecting Mercury now. However, Mercury is also going to join Venus when Venus moves into Libra. Within a week after that, Mercury is also going to move into Libra. So being over analytical of your romantic partner or in your relationship may unnecessarily create challenges there, or being over analytical but overconfident of your investments may also bring about losses. So be careful, because Saturn continues to aspect your 5th house over the next 3 months or so. So be careful how you look at romantic relations, investments, and also a change in your career may also come by. So be mindful of what decisions you make, what choices you make, because this change can have a long impacting results for you in your career front as well as in your relationship front. For Cancer ascendant natives, Venus is going to move into the 4th house, of which it is the Karaka of, and into its Moon Trigona sign. So it's going to be a very good period for Cancer ascendant natives, because Venus is going to bring about a good opportunity of making good investments on the property front. Also new acquisitions. Some of you may change the house or do something in the house, repair the house, decorate the house, maybe move cities, move to a new location, move to a new apartment. So something about the house or the domestic appliances, new acquisitions may be made, some repairs may be done. And be mindful of if you're going to purchase a car, automobile, be careful of which kind of automobile you may be buying, and be careful of all the documentations, because this can also create issues for you in the long run if you're not mindful of it, especially because Venus is transiting over Ketu as well as debilitated Sun, and Sun rules the 2nd house of income. So be careful of what decisions you make, Don't go overspending either in the matters of home or investments or home decor or purchasing domestic appliances. However, there may be a breakdown of at least one domestic appliance which may need to be the change or to be repaired. This is also important because Saturn continues to aspect your 4th house with its 10th aspect. So the best of results may not come for you. However, some change bringing manifestation may come here. This is also important because Mercury is also going to move into Libra over Venus within a week of Venus moving into the Libra sign. So being over analytical in your home, of your family, and creating unnecessarily troubles with your spouse, with your family members may have long-term impact for you. So don't create unnecessary challenges at home as well. For Leo ascendant natives, Venus is going to move into the 3rd house of effort, communication, marketing, branding. So this is going to be a very good time for all those people who are social media influencers, people who are in marketing, in sales, who are in your own business, own consulting business or teaching or advising or guiding or writing blogs, anything creative thing that you're going to do, this will create an opportunity for Leo ascendant natives. However, be mindful that when Venus moves into the 3rd house in Libra sign, the sign of relationship, your relationships may take a toll on you, and be mindful of what you say because this can have long-term repercussions on you, especially because Venus is going over transiting Ketu and transiting Sun, which is in its debilitation phase. And because Mercury is going to join Venus within a week after Venus moves into Libra, so being over analytical or over complaining or over demanding, and be careful how you act or react on the social media also, or in writing letters or communication, because this can have long-term impact for you. This is also important because Saturn continues to aspect Venus and the 3rd house over the next 3 months or so, and when Venus will move into Scorpio mid next month, Sun will also going to join Venus within 5 to 6 days after that. So Sun will continue to keep a stranglehold on Venus over the next 2 months or so. So be careful how you are looking at, especially from a communication perspective, and especially for those people who are in social media influencers or who are in artistic work or in any self work or any self-enterprising work. Be a little mindful of that because Venus also rules your 10th house of career. So there may be also changes in your career or opportunities of change in your career may come by your own effort. So keep your fingers crossed, keep your eyes open both for opportunities on the career front, but also how you handle your own work, especially if you're a social media influencer as well. For Virgo ascendant native, this is a fantastic placement. Venus moving into the 2nd house in its Multicorner sign of Libra. 2nd house also has Taurus energy, so it's a very good placement for Venus. However, Venus is going to move over transiting Ketu as well as debilitated Sun in its debilitation sign. So this is not going to be the easiest of placement for Venus. This may bring in unnecessary false pride for you, because of which you may make changes or make wrong decisions on the relationship front, maybe even in your career or your earning potential, or where you get your earning from, your livelihood from, because of which there may be a change also of how earning potential gets disturbed. So be a little careful of what kind of decisions you make when Venus moves into Libra in a few days. This is also important because within a week after that, Mercury is also going to join Venus in the sign of Libra. So being over analytical, over demanding, over complaining about your income, about your livelihood, or about family may create unnecessary issues because of false pride which Sun may create because of a debilitation phase, and Ketu being the planet of denial or even detachment. This is also important because Saturn will continue to aspect your 2nd house and Venus, Sun and Ketu there over the next 3 months, and when Venus is going to move into Scorpio mid-month next month, Sun is also going to join Venus within a week after that, and Sun will continue to keep its stranglehold on Venus for the next 2 months or so. So be careful of how you look at your livelihood, your relationship, your family, and your income and your saving as well. For Libra ascendant natives, Venus is going to move into the Lagna, into its own Multicorner sign, being the Lagna Lord. However, Venus is going to move over transiting Ketu and transiting Sun, which is in its debilitation sign. So be a little careful because this could be a life-changing placement also for some of you if you allow arrogance or false pride to get the better of you, because Ketu is the planet of detachment and denial. So Ketu may deny some of the results which you are expecting and you are depending on because of your false pride, and because Mercury is going to join Venus within a week after Venus transits into Libra. So being over analytical, over complaining and over pushy and over controlling because of Sun being in his debilitation phase may only help Ketu detach you from your life goals, detach you from the status and designation in society. Even some of you may go down the hill, especially on how you are seen by society or in a stature, or for some of you there may also be some niggling ill health on the card. So be a little careful of how you take care of your health over the next 2 months and what kind of decision you make. However, if Venus is very strongly placed in your natal chart, so this could be a life-changing placement for you, especially if you are mindful of being humble, taking relationships along and being careful of how you use your analytical ability to take logical decisions. This is also important because Saturn continues to aspect your Lagna as well as Venus, Sun and Ketu in the Lagna over the next 3 months or so, or at least it will be aspecting your Lagna over the next 3 months. So be mindful of the manifestation that you will get at least while Venus remains in the Libra sign. For Scorpio ascendant natives, Venus is going to move into your 12th house in its own Mula Trikona sign of Libra. Venus does very well in the 12th house because the 12th house has Pisces energies. However, this may bring about a sudden expenses for you, those expenses which you had not thought about, or you may go on a splurging spree. So be a little careful because Ketu, the planet or the energy of denial, will be accompanying Venus when it moves into the 12th house, and Sun, which is in his debilitation sign and ruler of the 10th house, may create unnecessary issues on you or for you in your career front or your work front. So be careful how you handle your supervisors, your superiors at work, and how you present your work and how you adapt to the situations at work. So either not treating relationship well at your work, or going on a spending spree, or overindulgence may create challenges for you, at least on your purse strings, or some unexpected sudden expenses may come because of which you may also have to loosen your purse strings. So be really careful of how you take decisions. This is also important because within a week of Venus moving into Libra, Mercury is also going to move into Libra, and so over complaining, being analytical and over demanding may create unnecessary issues for you and even end up making you spend more and even get not much out of your work, of your hard work also. So be careful also because Saturn continues to aspect your Libra sign and the 12th house with its 10th aspect from the 3rd house of effort. So effort may not give you fruits of labor as much as you want unless you are mindful of what kind of decisions you make and you keep relationship intact, and because Saturn is will continue to aspect your 12th house over the next 3 months. And this is also important because when mid next month when Venus is going to move into Scorpio, Sun is also going to accompany Venus into Scorpio. So over the next 2 months, Sun is going to keep its stranglehold on Venus. So don't allow false pride to get the better of you because unnecessary issues, problems and ego may create issues for you rather than bring gains for you. Now for Sagittarius ascendant natives, Venus is going to move away from its debilitation placement in the 10th house of career and into the 11th house of wishes and desires coming true, and into its Mula Trikona sign of Libra. And some wishes and desires surely will come true. However, all of them may not come true, all of them may not be manifested because Venus is going to move over, transiting Ketu and transiting Sun, which is transiting over its debilitation sign. So be careful of not allowing arrogance or false pride to get the better of you, because one social network, social relationship may also go south or may not create profit for you. On the other hand, it may in fact create challenges for you. Some friend may be somebody who may be the reason for your heartbreak or some issues at work or issues even in your personal life. And on the other hand, a friend may come into your life also as a new phase of your life also begin. So be careful of how you take decisions, because within a week of Venus moving into the Libra sign, Mercury is going to move into the Libra sign. So being over analytical, over demanding, over complaining of your relationship and your friends may create issues for you, unnecessary problems for you rather than bring gains and the ability of getting your wishes and desires come true, which Venus may manifest when it gets into Libra. This is also important because Saturn is going to continue to aspect your 11th house with this 10th aspect over the next 3 months. And when Venus moves into your 12th house next month, mid next month, roughly around 19th of November, that's when Sun within a week after that is also going to join Venus in your Scorpio sign in the 12th house. So Sun is going to keep a stranglehold on Venus over the next 2 months. So be careful of how you treat your relations, how you treat your friends, how you treat your social network, and how you treat your expenses, because this can have long-term spending repercussions as well as relationship repercussions for you if you are a Sagittarius ascendant native. For Capricorn ascendant natives, Libra sign is the multi-corner sign of Venus, and Venus is going to move into the Libra sign into the 10th house. So this is an excellent time for you to create new opportunities, new gains also at work. A status quo change may also happen at work. Some of you may get a different designation, may move into a different team, may move into a different department. For some of you, even a new company or new organization may bring about a proposal for you. This is a good time for making that change. However, be mindful because Venus is moving over, transiting Ketu and transiting Sun, which is in its debilitation sign. So unnecessary issues, problem, challenges at work may force you to take a decision, even change your department or change your organization or change your role, because of which you may face long-term repercussions over the next few months or so. For some people, over almost a year or so. So be a little careful because when Venus is going to move into Libra within a week, Mercury is also going to move into Libra, and this may create issues for you on the work front where you become over-demanding, over-complaining, or even over-complaining in your work, or over-complaining with your supervisors, or demand more than what can be afforded to you. So this can unnecessarily force changes on you on your career front. So be a little careful because Saturn is continuing to aspect your 10th house over the next 3 months. And even when Venus moves into Scorpio next mid-month, within a week, Sun is also going to join Venus there and keep a stranglehold on Venus over the next 2 months. So be a little careful how you take decisions. Surely a time of new opportunities being created on your work front, and new opportunities even being created on the social network, even a new friendship blossoming over the next 2 months or so. For Aquarius ascendant natives, Venus is going to move away from its debilitation sign in the 8th house and give you some relief in the 9th house, creating new opportunities, new gains for you, foreign travel for some people, new learning opportunities for some people. Surely some gains will come to you. However, Venus is going to move into its multi-corner sign of Libra, but over transiting Ketu and transiting Sun in its debilitation sign. So if you're not careful, especially in your relationship front, because Sun also rules your 7th house, because of unnecessarily false pride or arrogance, you must spoil your relations because Venus is moved into the 9th house, but in the sign of Libra, which is the sign of relationship. So for some people, there may be change in the status quo in your relationship. One relationship may break, a new relationship may also manifest if you're not careful. If you have been in a challenging relationship, then the new one may be a better one than the previous one. So keep that in mind. However, try and keep in mind that within a week of Venus moving into Libra, Mercury is also going to transit into Libra within a week after that. And so being over analytical, over complaining, over pushy on the relationship front may create unnecessary challenges for you. And gains may also not come to you as much as you expect, because Saturn will continue to aspect your 9th house with its 10th aspect, as well as energies there including Venus, Sun and Ketu. And over the next 3 months, Saturn will continue to aspect your 9th house. And when Venus will move or transit into Scorpio next month, within a week after that, Sun is also going to transit and keep company to Venus and keep a stranglehold on Venus over the next 2 months. So be careful of how you take decisions, especially which make you move away from your current role, move away from your current department, move away from your current organization as well, because this can have far-reaching impact for you over the next few months and maybe for some of you even years. Now for Pisces ascendant natives, Venus is going to move into your 8th house, moving away from your debilitation sign over the 7th house and move into the 8th house. So this may bring some relief for you, but not too much, because Venus is moving into the 7th house, but into own sign of Libra, its multi-corner sign. So yeah, some sudden unexpected events may get activated, and a transformation of your relationship, transformation of your earning potential, transformation of how certain results have come to you, especially in joint assets, property, insurance, taxation, all may come back to you. And this is important because Venus, when it moves into the 8th house, it is moving over, transiting Ketu and debilitation, Sun in its debilitation phase in the 8th house. So unnecessarily creating problems because of false pride and arrogance, or trying to be more controlling, may create challenges and issues for you rather than bring gains for you or relief for you. And this is also important because within a week of Venus moving into the Libra sign, Mercury is also going to transit into the 8th house, and so being over analytical, over complaining or over demanding may create more issues for you rather than bring some gains for you. And this is also important because Saturn is continuing to aspect your 8th house over the next 3 months, and when Venus moves into Scorpio sign next month, mid next month, Sun is going to also transit within a week after that and keep giving company to Venus over the next 2 months, keep its stranglehold on Venus. So be a little careful of how over the next 2 months, what kind of decisions you make, at least for the next 20 days while Venus remains in Libra, how you take care of your relations, how you take care of your job, your income, and how you take decisions related to joint assets, joint property as well. So friends, now that we have discussed how Venus, when it moves into the Libra sign, coming within a few days, after that Mercury is also going to move over Venus, especially over transiting Ketu and Sun. So be careful what kind of decisions you make, because Saturn is also going to continue to aspect your Libra sign, whichever house it is. So this is definitely a change bringing placement for you. So over the next 20 odd days and even the next 1 month, 1.5 months, when Sun and Venus are going to move into Scorpio, be a little careful of how you take care of your expenses, your relationship, and especially connected to your income, your livelihood as well. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the link given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is the friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.